there, welcome to Guy Stuff. I'm PJ. I'm a big fan of the fantasy genre in games, books, and video, and I've always wondered, where's the technology? In a world of ice and fire, there's an amazing amount of history that is mentioned in the story. Around 4,000 years before the books, a group of men called the Andals came to Westeros, and brought with them iron weapons and armor. They used these weapons to conquer the first men that migrated to Westeros around 4,000 years before. The first men used bronze weapons and couldn't withstand the better weapons. The Doom of Valyria was a great cataclysm that destroyed the Freehold some 411 years before the events of the books. Before the Doom, smiths of the Freehold could, using magic and dragonfire, forge an almost mythical Valyrian steel. It's a type of metal that has rippled layers and a sharpness that no other blade can match. The Doom caused the secrets of creating Valyrian steel to be lost. At the current time in the novels, only a small group of blacksmiths know how to reshape the metal, but none know how to forge it new. During the invasion of the Andals, a knight of the family Corbray carried his ancestral blade, Lady Forlorn, into battle against the first men. This sword was used between 2,000 and 4,000 years before the events of the book. There's also a newer invention referred to as a mirrorish lens, which allows far-off objects to be seen as if they are much closer. Along similar lines are the events of the Elder Scrolls games. The lore states that immediately following the creation of the world, there was a period of 2,500 years in which all the races, gods, and demons and time itself was created. This was the Mythic Era. After the Mythic Era, the First Era began. 700 years into the First Era, the dwarves disappeared, completely, leaving only their great strongholds and automatons. The dwarves possessed knowledge of steam power, electricity, and robotics. The First Era lasted 2,920 years, the Second 897. Chronologically, the first time players are exposed to the Elder Scrolls world is in the Elder Scrolls Online game set in 583, and there are iron and steel weapons. The events of Skyrim happen in the 201st year of the Fourth Era, some 4,451 years after the ending of the Mythic Era. Now my question is, where's all the technology? In Europe, the Iron Age ran from around 1200 BCE to around 40 CE when the Roman period began. The Roman period gave way to early medieval period around 400, later the medieval period around 800 to around 1500 CE. Damascus steel was discovered around 800 or 900 years ago as a form of crucible steel that has a steel crystal matrix inside the structure that allows for superior sharpness, and when etched it forms a ripple pattern on the surface. This real-world metal is the closest analog to the fabled dragon steel in the world of ice and fire. As for the mirror's lens, in the real world, Phoenicians discovered that cooking sand would create glass around 3500 BCE. But it took around 5,000 years more for them to be shaped into the first telescope. Hans Lippershey, a spectacle maker from Holland, is often credited with the invention of the telescope in 1608. In 800 or 900 years, we have gone from a largely agrarian feudal world to a race of people who have walked on the moon. Smartphones allow one person to carry the entirety of human knowledge in their back pocket. I know there are disparities on how widely dispersed this modern technology is, but it exists without a doubt in our world. In the Elder Scrolls universe, magic, gods, demons, and other supernatural entities exist as commonplace, so I can understand that there'd be little drive to creating gadgets to make life easier when you can pay a few coins and have disease permanently purged from your body, or go to the Mages Guild to buy potions or scrolls. The cautionary tale of the dwarves having wiped themselves completely from the face of the earth would understandably deter further tinkering with such dangerous technology. However, the world of ice and fire has never had the pervasive amount of magic that exists in the Elder Scrolls. They did have dragons. What they had, moreover, was something that held the people back. One group who held the people in the Dark Ages, in a manner of speaking. The single academic group that controls all knowledge and healing in this world is the Citadel. The Citadel has advisors in every major and minor house, and the lords defer to them in matters of finance, history, war, health, etiquette, even communication. The Citadel itself is in the oldest city in the realm, and is very tight-lipped about what knowledge leaves and becomes common knowledge. And the Mirror's Lens? It comes from across the sea, where the Citadel has no sway. Is it possible that the maesters of the Citadel are purposefully keeping people ignorant, thus cementing their own position of honor and prestige? You may read the books for yourself and draw your own conclusions. But if I didn't have the wealth of knowledge on my computer or my phone, I might need a scholarly group to advise me on my day-to-day needs. Who knows what would have happened if Jon Snow had a smartphone? Thanks for watching.